Local story shocks the country, making national headlines.
A 21-year-old Portland woman, you may remember this, posed naked inside the carcass of a dead horse. And the photos were so graphic that we blurred them out for you. Well, tonight, we've uncovered some new information about this disturbing case. You will see why the woman got inside that horse and hear from the man who saw the photos on the internet and then called police. KOIN Local 6 reporter Cor Harlan has an update on the story you saw first on 6.
Just when you think you've seen everything, this comes your way.
A naked woman inside the carcass of a dead horse, but she says this graphic scene was meant to look like this. The opening scene from Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back.
Don't do this, Luke. Come on, give me a sign here.
Han Solo cuts open a tauntaun with his lightsaber and puts Luke Skywalker inside to save him from the frigid temperature on the planet Hoth.
This may smell bad, kid. But it'll keep you warm.
In the police report, 21-year-old Joshua Lawton describes this scene to investigators, telling them she was curious what it was like to be inside of a dead animal.
Her quote was she wanted to be one with the horse and feel the horse's soul. That was their intent.
That's a very intimate thing to do, to be naked in any environment, any situation, is a very vulnerable, exposed, intimate thing to do. And so to do that with an animal, let alone a dead animal, and then let alone crawl inside of that dead animal, it's abhorrent.
A North Carolina man spotted the photos on the internet. He was so disturbed by what he saw, he called police.
My concern was that if those people did what they did, it's very likely that it might be an animal abuse case that has sort of maybe evolved or taken itself into the realm of, say, necrophilia or bestiality.
Josh Washburn tells us the photos he found were so upsetting that he was concerned for people who live here.
Most serial killers and bad people, just to preface, tend to experiment in that way before moving on to human victims or targets. So I wanted to report them to the police because my initial concern was, oh, well, these are those kinds of people and they're a threat to their community.
But investigators say while the pictures are shocking, Lawton did not commit a crime. A woman in Ridgefield, Washington owned the sick horse. It was 32 years old and she could not afford to put it down. So Lawton bought it. She and her boyfriend put it down with a single gunshot wound to the head.
The intent of these folks was to utilize the meat, to humanely euthanize the horse and to store the meat, and we later found that that was the case.
Eating horse meat, by the way, is legal. Photographing it like this is as well, as long as the intent is not to offend. But People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals is offended. It says many people will remember this kind of talk about wanting to be at one with those who have been butchered and eaten because it's similar to the things said by Jeffrey Dahmer and other cannibalistic serial killers.
It wasn't just slaughtering the horse, it wasn't just nude photos, it was all those things put together.
We reached out to Joshua Lawton to try to get her side of the story. She told us she had nothing to say.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Reporting for you, Cor Harlan, KOIN Local 6.